So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China with 1.4 billion people.
The world is riveted by the unfolding developments as President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization, sparking intense debates worldwide. The timing, the reasons, and the potential ripple effects of this decision have made it one of the most consequential moves in global health history. And the pressing questions loom large. What led to this dramatic decision, and how will it shape the future of international health efforts? Trump's announcement didn't pull any punches. He accused the WHO of being a politicized bureaucracy that has failed to act decisively during global health emergencies. At the core of Trump's argument lies the U.S.'s hefty financial contributions to the WHO. As of 2022, the U.S. contributed approximately $893 million, a staggering 15% of the WHO's entire budget. Compare this to China's $187 million, and you can see where the frustration stems from. Trump's team argued that this imbalance, combined with allegations of the WHO's leniency towards China during the COVID-19 crisis, made it impossible to justify continued involvement without sweeping reforms. The timing of this withdrawal is as dramatic as it is controversial. The COVID-19 pandemic remains fresh in global memory, with over 770 million confirmed cases and more than 7 million deaths worldwide. Critics have questioned whether this is the right moment to sever ties with the very organization tasked with coordinating vaccine distribution and disease surveillance. It's a bold move, no doubt, but is it strategic or reckless? To understand the stakes, let's talk numbers. In 2023 alone, WHO-led initiatives vaccinated over 200 million children globally against life-threatening diseases like measles and polio. Programs combating malaria, a disease that still claims over 600,000 lives annually, depend heavily on U.S. funding. By stepping away, the U.S. risks leaving a gaping financial hole in these critical initiatives. Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the WHO's Director General, minced no words when he said, "Global health challenges require global solutions." The U.S. has been a cornerstone of that effort. Losing their support is a setback. Let's not ignore the geopolitical ripples here. China has wasted no time capitalizing on the situation, stepping up its contributions to the WHO and positioning itself as a leader in global health. European leaders, including France's Emmanuel Macron and Germany's Olaf Scholz, have voiced concern over what they see as a blow to multilateralism. Some have even pledged increased funding to mitigate the impact of the U.S. withdrawal. But let's be real. Replacing nearly $1 billion annually is no small feat. Within the United States, reactions are sharply divided. Supporters of Trump's decision frame it as a long overdue wake-up call for international organizations that have grown complacent and unaccountable. They argue that U.S. resources could be better allocated towards strengthening domestic health systems. Critics, however, warn of the dangers of isolationism. By exiting the WHO, the U.S. not only loses a seat at the table, but also risks becoming a bystander in global health crises. And let's face it, in an interconnected world where a virus can travel across continents in mere hours, that's a risky gamble. But this decision isn't just about dollars and diplomacy. It's about real people and real lives. The WHO's reach extends far beyond pandemic response. It's about ensuring that mothers in rural Africa have access to prenatal care, that children in war-torn regions receive vaccinations, and that small island nations have the tools to prepare for climate-driven health emergencies. According to a 2024 report by the Global Health Security Index, over 75% of countries remain underprepared for health emergencies. Pulling out at this juncture feels to many like pulling the rug out from under the most vulnerable populations. Historically, the U.S. has been a trailblazer in global health. From leading the eradication of smallpox to founding the Global Fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, its influence has been undeniable. Stepping away now, some argue, risks ceding that leadership to other nations. China's growing involvement is both an opportunity and a challenge. While increased funding is welcome, concerns about transparency and political influence loom large. And then there's the question of precedent. What does this withdrawal signal to other nations? Could it embolden others to pull back from multilateral commitments? Or will it galvanize the rest of the world to rally together in the U.S.'s absence? These are the questions keeping diplomats, scientists, and policymakers awake at night. As events unfold, the world is left to watch this high-stakes drama play out in real time. Can the WHO adapt to this loss and emerge stronger? Will other nations step up to fill the void left by the U.S.? And what about the U.S. itself? Will this decision prove to be a strategic masterstroke or a historical misstep? What's clear is that this story is far from over. Each day brings new developments, new debates, and new data points. It's a moment of reckoning not just for the WHO, but for the entire concept of global cooperation. An era where challenges like pandemics, climate change, and biosecurity threats know no borders, the stakes couldn't be higher. The world, for better or worse, is watching every move, waiting to see what comes next.